If you don't have a coach, get a coach. That's the first thing. If you don't have a coach, make sure you get a coach. They already been there and done that. They're going to give you direction. Number two, study what you're doing. Become obsessed with it. Like for me, I locked in year after year after year. So y'all seeing the compound effect take effect. Like people think, oh, it's easy. No, it wasn't easy in year one, month one. Y'all seeing year 14 of this. Wasn't overnight. It may look like it, but it wasn't overnight, right? So that's the second thing. And then the third thing, man, make sure your circle is tight. Make sure you're not listening to stinking thinking people. Like, people not gonna understand when you say, I'm about to be a multi-millionaire, because they're not one. They're unqualified to even give you an opinion. Sometimes you just gotta let them know, hey, listen, I'm about to tell you this. I don't even need you to say anything. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. Let people just look at you. I don't need y'all to say anything, all right? People gonna say, oh boy, you crazy, or girl, you don't know what you... Listen, reserve your energy. Make sure you are positive in your mind, because once you control here, life will be a lot better.
Welcome to another episode of Access Granted, where I give you exclusive access to entrepreneurs that are killing it in their industry. Today, I'm super excited to have somebody here on the show that's going to drop some value and give you guys exclusive access. Daeron, what's up? Welcome to Access
Coach
Granted.
K, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited to have you here.
For sure.
So I actually had a family member that sent me your page. Probably almost a year ago.
Okay.
And was like, I want to learn about this. So I was like, I got to have him on the show. If I got family members that are diving into it and want to know more information, I'm like, I got to get him on Access Granted to give my community some value too. So I'm just excited to have you here.
For sure.
So tell the audience, who are you? What do you do? And let's just get started.
So my name is Daeron Myers. I'm from Baltimore. So what I do is, let's start it off. I tell the story a little bit. So I was 20 years old trying to figure it out, right? So working a job, that wasn't working, in the streets a little bit. That I was like, listen, I got to exit that. I don't want to be in the grave or in prison. So I came across this thing called Courier delivery service. And I realized that I was getting paid per delivery. So literally picking up things that go to the hospital, printers, anything that you can imagine that needs to be delivered, taking them from point A to point B. People started saying like, well, Daeron, you created this thing. Like, I don't want to work at a job. Like, it seems like you got freedom. It seems like you run your own life. You the CEO of your own life. Can you start teaching me? So what I did was, at first, I ain't gonna lie, for like a year, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna teach anybody, because I was just gatekeeping. I was like, nah, you ain't about to take my spot. But then I start teaching my cousin and see how his life changed. So started teaching people how to start a courier delivery business just with the vehicle that they have.
Really? Wow. So I want to dive straight into that, because you see it online and you see, once you see something, so many other people start talking about it and gravitating to it. So I can take my vehicle and make money with it.
That's correct.
Break it down. Tell me let's just go ahead and dive in and get some access. What do I do and how do I even get started?
Cool. Let's dive into it, right? So vehicles, I'm talking about cars, SUVs, pickup trucks, minivans. The big boys, the big money is in the cargo vans and the box trucks, right? So, but everybody, typically they start off with their car, right? So the first thing that people do is they get on on-demand delivery app. So there's on-demand delivery as Courier, Airspace, Synpex. There's thousands of, not thousands, but there's like 30 delivery apps, right? So you can go to your app store, type in on-demand delivery apps, you'll see like Roadie, Freight, and then you can go to their website, apply. Once you apply, and they approve you, they'll tell you to download that app, and then they start sending deliveries directly on your phone.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that's like level one. That's like the base level what people do, right? But there's now more people getting, like, people creating content, so now there's wait lists. So now in my company, my duty was to build relationships with these apps. My students, I can just, hey, listen, enter this code, and now they start approving and letting my students on the app. The second thing is courier delivery companies. So if you type in courier delivery companies near me, you will see that they're hiring independent 1099 drivers. You can go to, we're in Atlanta, we can type in Google, courier companies in Atlanta, right? Call those companies, hey, listen, I have a 2021 Honda Accord. I'm looking to start my courier business. What do you need me to submit to you so I can start getting deliveries from you? Those are like the easiest ways to start, for sure.
So I can do this with any car. When we think transportation or carrier companies, most people think you have to have the cargo or the box truck. But the vehicle that I have, that I'm currently paying $300, $400, $500, $600 car note on, I can really be using it to make money to pay my car note and have some additional income as well.
That's absolutely correct.
Wow. That's like game changing.
For sure.
How did you learn?
For one, my uncle, he came home from prison and he told me like, this is the game that you want to be in, right? Because you get paid by delivery, right? So I was working a job getting paid $28 an hour. I started courier work after I got off, and I realized they were paying me per delivery. So one day I did like 2 orders for like 45 and like 65 and completed those in 1 hour. That's when the light bulb went off. Why am I making money slow and there's opportunities to make money fast? It all depends on my hustle at this point. Like, listen, and then I start realizing if I'm doing it for this one company, if I just get more companies to send me deliveries, that's the more money that I'm going to make. And then I realized 1099, I don't have to just work for one company. I'm independent. So I can get 10, 13 companies to send me deliveries. And that's how I started being booked and busy. And I said, listen, I ain't working a job ever again.
That's so good. And so now what I love about, social media in this space that we're in is you have coaches like yourself. Now you're impacting others and changing their lives. What's some success that you've had, some students and some success that you've worked with and maybe help them? I've seen the receipts online, right? Man. I know you have a lot to share, but you're changing lives. Like you're really giving people another opportunity where you don't have to work the 9 to 5, or you can still work the 9 to 5 and use this as a second stream of income. So what are some things or some success that you've had for you and your students?
First and foremost, I just want to thank God for that opportunity on trusting me with that type of work, right? And being a leader in the space and the number 1 coach in the world, right? Like it was just a dream just thinking about it, right? So the success, like it's a couple days ago, like, one of my mentees, they said, listen, Daeron, I need that 6-figure plaque. I hit $128,000 this year. Then another student came behind like, listen, you ain't the only one. Dropping their screenshots in their bank accounts. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. And just showing up every single day. And, Johnny, and I hope he sees this, Johnny Block. And he was, one of his story, he was working construction. He had got laid off. And he was like, listen, I'm not about to go work another job because if I give them the ability to feed me, I give them the ability to starve me. Ooh. So I'm going to start my own thing. So he took his retirement, joined my mentorship, which is $10,000. Like a lot of people not ready to take that bet. Finished with $156,000 his first year. That's the stuff that gets me like, I can't stop. I gotta keep going. You know what I mean? And he's able to take care of his mother and do some things. So
I love that. I preach that all the time. So I have a community where I teach and educate entrepreneurs how to get grant funding. And being able to see entrepreneurs, like one of my students, Mary, she has a child care center. Okay. She got $600,000 in grant funding this year alone for her child care center. There are some people who will never make 6 figures a year working a job, just working a 9 to 5. But from learning a skill and learning how to incorporate that into the business that she had, she got an extra 6 figures on top of the income that she's making into her business as well. But I love that you have coaches like you and me who are impacting and really pouring into our community and changing their lives.
For sure.
And then you have students who are trusting us, right? Trusting us with their vision. And I think that's a big leap for a lot of people to find a mentor, find a coach, or find somebody who's already doing what you want to do to help you be successful and get the result that you need. So kudos to, you said Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, kudos to Mary. Listen, do not mess that up. All right, Mary, do something. Take that money, invest it. I'm telling you, because that's the biggest way to do it. We wasn't taught that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take somebody else's money, go buy an asset, and then go take it to the next level, right? It's either you gonna have the money or you gotta borrow the money, or you teaching people how to get grant money. That's easy. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't go see Coach K and go, listen, I'm gonna get my grant money, start the business that God put this vision in my brain, and stop letting it sit on the shelf.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
There's a Progressive just did a grant. They do it every year. It's a $50,000 grant they give to 20 people to go buy a commercial vehicle. So if I wanted to start a transportation company or a carrier company or carrier business, I could go get this $50,000 grant from Progressive. I have to go buy a vehicle with it. And there's no restrictions on what you have to do with the vehicle. You just have to have a business and go start the carrier business and make money.
$50,000?
$50,000.
So you can get a cargo van or a box truck to make big money.
Exactly. They did, Progressive did $50,000, Allstate did $25,000. And so there's so much money that goes unclaimed. There's so many people who don't know what's out there because when they think of grant funding, they think you have to be a nonprofit, or they don't realize that with a carrier company or with a child care center, you can get access to this money and funding. to go back to your story, and when we show things on social media and people see us on social media, they see the glitz and the glam.
Yeah.
But what are some trials or some hardship or some things that you've had to overcome to get to the space to where now you're teaching others and helping others?
Yeah, for sure. They do see the glitz and the glam, and they think that business is easy, and it's not easy, but nothing in life is easy, right? Working a job is not easy. Getting told what to do is not easy. So I said, listen, I'm going to pick my heart and bet on myself. So one of the biggest things is, for me, not having people skills, right? So having a contract, and then I start subcontracting, right? With this company called Spoke Logistics. I'm 23 years old, not knowing how to handle myself. I went into this meeting, I thought I was bigger than the program, talking to these people crazy, and you know what's crazy? They said, Daeron, we don't need you anymore. So $20,000 a month in revenue gone like that. By me losing the temper, not knowing how to handle people and how business needs to be done, thinking that I could just talk to people like they on the street. But nah, that humbled me. That made me say, okay, Daeron, you can't, this ain't the street game. You can't do that, right? You know what I mean? When you got to go home and say, dang, I lost almost $250,000 a year in revenue by me not knowing how to control myself. That was one thing. And then drivers, right? I didn't know how to, start a business. I'm the first entrepreneur in my family. Not knowing how to pay drivers. I'm paying drivers late. I'm losing drivers. So everything that bad could have happened, it happened to me. But it made me a better business owner. Now you set up systems, you set up payrolls. It makes you, you know what I mean? Like, it makes you say, listen, let me go back to the drawing board. I got to figure this out. But that's that resilientness, like, that people need. You can't mess up and then shy away from it. No, I messed up. I got back in line for success.
That's good.
I went right back into it.
I love it. I love it. What are some things that you're doing? I hear you talk about family a lot. Like, I heard you say your uncle got you involved and, you did some things for your mother. What are some things that you're doing to incorporate your family in your business? Are you teaching and educating them, or is it a family business, or everybody just kind of?
No, it actually started off as a family business. Like, my cousin, and that was the best and the worst mistake, because I learned how to make money and hire people. So make money without physically being there and make passive income and set up a real business. But my cousin wasn't qualified. He didn't ask me for this. I was like, listen, you're not doing anything with your life. I'm going to put you in this vehicle. I'm going to put you on this contract, put you on this route. But he would call out 2 days a week, taking it for granted. I'm like, listen, cuz, like, now you got grandma calling me talking about why you fired. Like, that now. So it's not really a family business. But what I do is I live my life. Business principles don't change, right? So if you got a hair business, whatever the case may be, I kind of take what I've set up in my business, lead flow, marketing, sales, and kind of help other people in their businesses. So I wouldn't say family, because family really screwed me. You know what I mean? Had some of my contracts on edge, but really, like, showing them, hey, listen, business principles don't change. You need marketing, you need sales, you need operations for fulfillment. What does that look like?
I love that you said that, because, people, when they think entrepreneurship or they feel like they made it, they feel like, oh, I'm taking my whole family with me.
Oh, no.
And sometimes you have to go, for me, for example, when I was terminated from Wells Fargo. And then after being terminated, I was like, I'm not going back to work for anybody else. I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah. And I called my mom and I told my mom, like, hey, they just fired me. And she cried. She was like, what are you going to do? I had just built this house, and, my daughter was fairly young. And she was like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm a coach. And she was like, coach? All she's known is working a job, or she's worked the same job. She just retired, but she's worked the same job forever. So recently I found out she was filling out job applications for me. She was filling out. So sometimes you have to go do the thing, right? Yeah. And then you go back and grab your family. So I had to go do what everyone was telling me not to do. Everybody was telling me to go back into banking and just go to another bank. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Didn't see it.
And then I did the thing. And now that I'm successful, I went back and I retired my mom. Like, see, I told you so. Now you're good. You're retired. You don't have to work anymore. So, I think sometimes we think, oh, let's go. Let me just take my whole family with me. And sometimes they can hold you down a little bit.
For sure.
But then you have these coaches, which I absolutely love. You just touched on that. I'm big on finding your person that's already doing the thing that you say you're going to do and the success that you want. And you're doing exactly that. And you're changing lives and pouring into people. You're doing that in a way of, I know you have a challenge that you do where you teach people inside of your challenge how to start their own business, correct? Okay, talk about your challenge.
Yeah, for sure. The Wills to Wealth Challenge, right? So I allow people, I say, listen, I'm going to open up my schedule for 3 days straight, right? So it's like a boot camp. Well, you get to spend 3 days with me, right? You get to, we do Q&A sessions, and I get to teach you how to get on delivery apps, teach you how to get off the wait list, right? Teach you about taxes. Listen, because that's going to be your business most expensive thing. Teach you how to get post office contracts, government contracts for your courier delivery business. I got my business funding coach in my program. He's getting people. I think we funded like $4 million last time,
wow.
right? So, every so often, I think in the springtime, I'm gonna be hosting another one. So come spend 3 days with me. It should change your life for sure. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that. I see it all the time, and it's like testimony after testimonial. It's like, that gives me the fuel to not stop, because we can get burnt out. We are coaches. We gotta, I turned into a life coach. People telling me I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and that stuff can drain you. But at the end of the day, it can still fuel you. Like, listen, people count on you. You got to show up. So I make sure, like, for those 3 days, I'm showing up. I'm pouring my heart and my soul and everything that I know to help you grow your business. There should be no reason you leave that business, that boot camp, and not have a full business unless you just don't want it.
What advice do you have for the person that doesn't execute after the challenge?
Go get an execution coach. Something is blocking you. A lot of people, like you said, your mom might be blocking you. The people that love you, they told me I was crazy by leaving a $28 an hour job. Boy, you crazy, this and that, because they didn't see it. They don't understand that. So you gotta watch the company that you keep, because they'll shut you down. Listen, oh no, that's not a good idea. Or this is the big thing. I tried it, mom, or dad, or whoever. You never tried it with a coach. You tried it on your own. You tried it with Google University, YouTube University. Who that went to Google University and they a millionaire?
Nobody. I can't name one.
You didn't have a coach holding your hand and saying, listen, do this, go this way. Do this, say it like this, price it like this. You automatically fail because you didn't have a GPS, for sure. So, like, fire. If you're not going to execute, go get you a coach that's going to hold you accountable. No, members, they know every 30 days, if you're inactive, I'm on your behind. Sending you a message, texting you, what's going on? You need to lock back in.
That's good.
Like, you need to finish what you start. You said that you wanted it. Yes, life is going to life. Things are going to happen. But there's no better time than now.
That's good. That's
For
good.
Sure.
People need that. I think people need that, and it just makes a huge difference when you have a coach that actually cares.
Yeah.
There's some people out here who just take your money and let you sit in the program and not do anything. But there's some others that are knock on your door like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Where you been? I ain't seen you in a while. I love that. So I have a vehicle. I'm ready to get started. What are some other things that I can do? I know you said I can I can go on apps and I can download the apps and I can build relationships with these apps and get approved. But I heard you talk about government contracting and with the post office. What are some other things that I can do with the vehicle as well? Are they on the apps also?
No, for sure. Like post office, that's, the apps and stuff, that's base level stuff. Like, that's entry level. Anybody can do that. Now, when it comes to post office contracts, now there's a bidding process, understanding the paperwork, because the post office is going to send you a 76-page packet. So you got to know which ones to pull out, how to price your services. That takes a little skill. State is the same thing, right? You're never going to see a state bid if you don't know how to register to be a supplier or a vendor for your state. There's state contracts that's coming out all the time. You're not going to see them in the public unless you're on their vendor list. In my email, so my students, I want them to understand every single day there should be an opportunity, whether it's state, whether it's just public sector, whether it's postal, it does not matter. We need to make sure we have it all, for sure.
Oh, that's good. So you're breaking it down. You're showing them so many different strategies. You can't lose. You can't miss.
Only if you want to.
Only if you want to. I said I made a post on social media and said, going into 2026, I really feel like, just being broke and stagnant and not having it is a decision at this point. Like, there's too many ways to make money.
It is.
There's most of us have a vehicle with an engine and brakes, right?
For sure.
And that's really all you need to make money in this space.
And the crazy, like,
in a phone.
And you gotta think, some cities all you need is a bike. San Francisco, New York, like, you can do courier work on a bike or walk it, like, for sure. In some cities, yeah. You probably want to be on foot or on a bike because that traffic gonna be crazy.
What?
For sure.
Wow.
And you gotta realize everything gotta be delivered. These cups had to get here. These mics had to get here. Everything has to be delivered. So the courier delivery industry is the same thing. It's just so many people know the term of medical courier, which the healthcare field relies heavy on our industry. This is why we pandemic proof. This is why it's never going to stop.
Hey,
and
it's
24/7. No. Like, listen, like, hey, I got to ship a lung to Maryland on a plane. Well, there needs to be a courier securing that, taking it directly to the hospital, taking it right to the operating room for that transplant. AI's not doing that. That stuff is very critical. And then there's stuff like, hey, listen, legal documents going down to the courthouse, getting signed, bringing it back to the attorney's office. We do it all.
This is what I love about social media, because it puts it in your face. Like this isn't new.
No, it's not.
It's been around. And I think I've seen like on TV where, you know, lawyers have like their carrier come pick up their documents and take it, but it just never clicked. It just never clicked that this is really somebody's job. And this is really like they're probably an independent carrier making the money for them.
Yep.
Like this is their business. There's just so many ways to get to the bag.
For
like
sure.
It's so many. What are some things that you're doing? Because I love what you're doing, but you've scaled your business and you're doing some amazing things. But outside of the carrier company, what are some other things you're doing to invest in the revenue, with the revenue that you've made, and just take care of you?
Oh man, so some other things now I'm getting into, like stocks now, to make sure I'm set up, right? So of course, I mean, anybody should have a life insurance policy to make sure that if you're not here no more, you can take care of your family. But making sure I'm investing in the stocks to pay out like dividends, you know what I mean? I'm learning that aspect of it. But you know what? Like, more about you. Like, what I would love, and I hope my community is watching this, is for you to come talk to our community too.
Absolutely. Just
like,
give me a date.
I'm still stuck on, you got married $600K in grant money. Like, do you know what you could do? How fast your business could grow? If you got access to that type of money?
Absolutely.
Because it's unbelievable. Some people don't even think, like, it's no way.
Yeah.
But until they see it in their face, and it's like, no, these things are out here. Your world is this small. You don't know. The people can look at me and think that I'm an expert, but I never going to be that person to say, yeah, I know it all. I'm always learning.
Yep.
My world is this small.
Absolutely.
It's new things. Things are evolving. AI. I'm sure you can even probably now get grants with AI.
You absolutely can. So, and that's what we teach it, and that's why I teach it. It'll be easy for me to say, hey, just give me some money. I'll write this grant for you and go get it.
For sure.
But I teach it and I educate it because I can really show you how to pass down generational wealth if you learn this skill and learn this information. And so, yeah, you give me a date and a time and I'm there all day long. I love going into other communities of different industries of people who just don't know. Most people, when they think transportation, anybody in the transportation circle, right? They think, oh, we're high risk, we don't qualify for funding.
Yep.
And there's companies that most of you already use for insurance that are giving out money and funding. And you just don't know. So I love teaching and educating entrepreneurs, whether you're in the beauty space, the industry, the transportation space, maybe you're in the medical field, whatever that looks like, that you qualify for funding. But let me show you how to go get it. And let me show you what to put on this application so that you win. And I think that's the biggest thing. So yeah, absolutely. Anytime you need me, I'm a phone call away.
Hey, listen, community, I gotta. Listen, don't say I ain't put you on. So listen, she might be at the boot camp. You never know what she gonna pop out. I got the number now, so we good.
Listen, we're locked in. So you have a community as well?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
I got a community of over like 10,000 people.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. How long you been building your community?
I opened the Courier Business Academy in June of 2022.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's my goal. 10,000.
I watched during the pandemic. I was out there doing, like, I was the only one out there on the road at that time. It seemed like I was out there doing courier work, but then I was locked in the podcast, and I seen people like building the community, and something hit me. I remember I was watching the podcast and somebody said, if you know something and you're a gatekeeper, you are selfish. So I just started going live every day, showing like people like what I was doing every day. And so many people just started jumping in my DM like, Daeron, teach me, I lost my job, or I don't have a job, or I'm on unemployment. So I was like, listen, like if I build a community and it just caught wildfire and just start teaching people, and so many people start getting results, it's really like life-changing and like a blessing to be in this position. That's right? Good. Just starting from an idea. That was it. Like, hey, let me help a couple people. And so many people like Cali, New York, Minnesota. And I'm like, we got people from all over the country. Right. Then I start hosting these in-person events. Like, nah, I'm trying to get off a line. Like, no, come see me, come meet me, because y'all need to connect. So we start doing in-person events. So it's just amazing how we growing, for sure.
That's good. That is amazing. I love the community. I have a community as well. And what I realized was people were taking the information I was teaching online or from teaching in my challenges, and they were going to get results. But we didn't have a space for us to really brag and support each other.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, we're creating this community so we can brag, we can support each other. I can drop the grants.
Yep.
I can show you what to say if you have questions. Sometimes when you ask me questions on social media, you might get an automation back. You sent me, you was like, what time? And it sent you an automation back. So you miss out on so much.
And then my automation sent it back to you.
Yeah.
It's like
the battle of the automations. And so I was like, let me create a space for us to really just where I can really pour into entrepreneurs and really teach them more about grants, but give them the grants. Like, I give you the thing that you need to be successful. All you got to do is go hit submit. And so now if you're not doing it, it's on you. So so I love community. And
I would love to see somebody take a grant, invest into like a box truck, hire somebody, and start making some passive income in the courier delivery space.
Yeah, we can definitely make it happen. We have a young lady inside of our community. Her name is Kim.
Okay.
She has a cargo truck and a box truck.
Okay.
And she works for the post office company.
Okay.
But I don't think she's using it. She's doing it more of OTR, like over the road, and getting contracts that way. But I don't think she's using it the way you teach it. So I'm going to have to connect her with you because she's doing it a little different. Like, she's getting on the low board and getting her loads that way.
She needs a direct contract, but it's now 3, 4, 5 years. She's locked in for sure.
Yeah, especially working at the post office. She should definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna connect her with you.
Well, that's the thing. You can't get a contract if you
work there. Makes sense. Conflict of interest. Yeah, makes sense. But I'm definitely gonna connect her with you because I know she's using it. She's using it a different way. Like, she's doing like OTR over the road. But yeah, and she used and leveraged grant funding and no PG funding for her vehicle. She purchased her vehicle with no PG funding. Yep.
That's good.
So I heard you talk about you have a funding coach that comes into your programs to teach funding. How does funding connect with what you're teaching in the carrier space? Yeah,
for sure. Like, I mean, the bigger the vehicle, the bigger the bag, right? So some people, if you don't have $50,000 to buy a box truck, how are you going to get it? Are you going to go get a grant, or are you going to go, fix your credit and make sure your credit is good to go get it from a bank? So, so you can speed up your income. Or you might get a contract and they might say, hey, listen, you need 10 vehicles. You going to miss out on that contract, or you going to leverage somebody else's money to go fulfill that contract. Post office may say, hey, listen, we on a net 30. You think drivers going to work without pay for 30 days? How you going to meet payroll? So you need that money. You need that grant money, that funding money to make sure you are A-OK and be able to take advantage of the opportunities that's out here.
That's so good. And I tell people all the time, it just takes you so much further, because if I don't have it, now I miss an opportunity. But if I do have this $50,000 line of credit or this $50,000 credit card, I can go, I'm not missing that opportunity. I can leverage this. When they pay me, I can pay it back.
I'm in position.
Yeah,
I'm in position. Put yourself in life to be in position to win.
Yeah.
Not in like working a job. You're never in position to win. You're never gonna get what you're valued at. You're never gonna make the money the CEO makes, the owner makes. Like, you're never gonna do it. What they're doing, the biggest companies in the world leverage these grants and and funding.
Tesla gets millions of dollars in grants every year.
That's crazy. So success leaves clues. So go get your money, go invest it, go turn it up. Like, it's a thing that I hate when people say is, I don't have. Cool. You identify that you don't have. Now, how you going to go get it?
That's good.
That's what you need. Your brain needs to switch. How am I going to go get it? I don't have the money to start my bit. Cool. Switch it to, how am I going to go get it?
So what's next for you and your community?
Just bringing more value, right? So I'm about to introduce my community to this new app, right? So people are now creating this AI thing, right? So now AI is going to be able to scrape the internet and bring contracts to you. So you'll put in your criteria. Hey, I got a car. Hey, I got an SUV. Hey, I got a box truck. And the AI will now scrape the internet and bring you those contracts 24/7. So I'm excited about bringing that to my community and adding some AI stuff. And now it's just going to make it a no-brainer. Like, hey, listen, you either want it or you don't. Like, opportunities are now getting at your front door. Like, you need to take advantage of these opportunities, and unless you want to spend the rest of your life clocking in, I suggest you start locking in.
I love that. We have incorporated that inside of our community as well. AI finds the grants for them. And I show them how to build out AI agents to where they can get the alerts on their phones like every single day of the grants that are out there. So I love that. I've done several podcasts today, and you know what the topic, like the highlight of every single conversation was? AI. Like, you have to figure out how to incorporate AI in your business. It doesn't matter what type of, AI can't go do the work for you, but it can find the opportunity, and all you got to do is execute, like literally hit submit.
Yep.
And I think it's just next level what this tool is doing, and how it's like halving the time that we would spend trying to find contracts or trying to find grants. But what I love the most is how what we do connects in so many different ways, like how AI is helping our students and the impact that it's making. Are you currently doing this like with AI, or is it something you're getting ready to
we're getting ready to roll it out, right?
Okay.
So we've been speaking with this company, so we're getting ready to roll it out. So it's going to be like, they're going to be able to run, track how much money they making, their invoices. AI is going to put that all in perspective for them, so they know for a fact, hey, listen, you need to go get another contract to hit this goal. What are your goals? And they're going to be able to run their business all off of AI. Like, this going to give them scripts. Hey, listen, reach out to this company here. It's going to pull the contacts at the company. So the procurement officers, contracting officers, that way they can just hit a button, and then they're going to be able to communicate and go after these contracts. So AI is here, man. You got to be using it. If you're not using it, you're just behind the curve. So
absolutely,
introducing that into our business and helping our members out, it's only going to start exploding results.
So I have another question for you, because what I'm noticing is that so many of my students, they're learning this information and they're getting results from it. Like Mary, one of my community members, Megan, she got $2.6 million. And now they're actually going out and they're teaching others. They're starting their own coaching business. Do you have some students who are doing the same thing? Yeah, I absolutely love that. I love that you're able to come in, learn this information, incorporate it in your business, get the results, and then now you're going out and teaching others. Do you teach other students how to model it as a business, like become a business coach, or do you just teach them the framework of which one?
No, I definitely teach them everything I know. So I do have a high level mastermind with people like, they're like, Daeron, I want to be you. Like, I want to have my own community. I want to pour in. So I kind of, we kind of do these in-person events. I kind of break it down. This is how I started. This is the systems that I'm using. That way they can become their own, have their own community, pour into other people. Some people might look at me and say, Daeron, you too aggressive in teaching. I don't like your style. You too on me. You hold me accountable. I don't like that. All right. I need something more soft. So you're not going to be able to touch other people. So I encourage, like, no, you know this information. You invested in yourself. You became the asset. Use everything. Don't just, I do this one thing. No, use everything, all the gifts, everything you acquire to make sure that you're pouring into other people and then living the life that you want. I tell people, hey, listen, you can create a book. You can create an ebook. Like, this stuff to help somebody else out. Because somebody else, they may not know me. They watching you. They like, listen, I'm seeing you go to the next level. I trust you. I know you. It's your duty to serve them.
That's good. What's 3 things that you would tell somebody that's watching this right now? Maybe they're not sure if entrepreneurship is the journey for them, or maybe they are an entrepreneur and maybe they feel like giving up. Well, what are 3 pieces of advice or 3 things you would give them to just push them to go to the next level?
Well, the first thing is, if you don't have a coach, get a coach. That's the first thing. If you don't have a coach, make sure you get a coach. Like, you hear it all the time. Like, it is like when somebody has already done the thing, they already been there and done that, they're going to give you direction, right? Number 2, study what you're doing. Don't just, I'm trying this thing. No, study it. Become obsessed with it. Like, you need to, like, for me, I locked in year after year after year. So y'all seeing the compound effect take effect. Like, people think, it's easy. No, it wasn't easy in year 1, month 1. Y'all seeing year 14 of this. Wasn't overnight. It may look like it, but it wasn't overnight, right? So that's the second thing. And then the third thing, man, make sure your circle is tight. Make sure you're not listening to stinking thinking people. Like, people not going to understand when you say, I'm about to be a multimillionaire, because they're not one. They're unqualified to even give you an opinion. Sometimes you just got to let them know, hey, listen, I'm about to tell you this. I don't even need you to say anything. I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. And just let people just look at you. I don't need y'all to say anything, all right? Because people gonna say, "Oh boy, you crazy," or "Girl, you don't know." Listen, keep reserve your energy, preserve it, keep it. Make sure you are positive in your mind, Because once you control here, your life will be a lot better.
That is so good. That is so good. I heard you mentioned get a coach a couple of times, and I think people fear like making that investment, especially a high level investment. What are some things that I need to look for in a coach to make sure that this is who I need to align with?
So first of all, like you need to look for, do they have my teaching style? Like off of their content or what they're putting out, can I learn from them just off of going to their YouTube channel, right? Can I receive what they are teaching, right? Do they have the results, right? That's the second thing. And what is their support like? If I'm writing your customer support and emailing your support, are you getting back to me? I might just send somebody a DM because I'm interested and they don't get back to me. Well, I don't know how you're going to get back to me after I invest my money. So those are some things that you want to look for in the coach for sure.
That's good. That's good. How much do you think you invest a year in like business development and just getting better?
Man, over 100,000.
Yeah.
I'm always learning. Like I do not play about that.
Most definitely.
I do not play about that. Things are always changing, evolving. I want to always be at the top of my game. I always want to know what's going on in the world. So I'm investing 6 figures a year for sure.
I 100% agree.
For sure.
Yep, 100% agree. Like 6 figures into just business development and just making me better.
I'm in a mastermind right now. It's $10,000 a month recurring.
That's good.
I'm happy to pay that.
Because if I know that making this investment is going to help me make more money, why would I not make it?
It don't make sense.
Why would I not?
You just got to break your limiting beliefs. You got to look in the mirror and say, why am I not doing this?
That's good.
Because if I keep doing the same thing, like we about to come up on a new year, you're not going to have a new year. You're just going to have another year. If you keep doing the same things over and over and over, you expecting different results. That's crazy.
My mom used to have a saying. I used to think it was so crazy. It was on her voicemail and everything. It was if you always do what you always did, then you always get what you always got.
That's
and
a
I'm
fact.
Like, why is this lady running around with this all on her voicemail? And now that I am just older and I'm like, oh, that's what she was saying. That's what she means. And so I love it. And I think it sticks with me all the time. Is there any last piece of advice that you want to give the audience or anything else that you would like to share before we close out today?
Oh man, like listen, there's no better time than now for sure. So like you got to realize at some point in your life, you got to get serious about your goals and your dreams. Because I remember one person that was older, like I was visiting them right before they passed away. They said, I wish. Right. And that hit me. Like, I wish I had more time. Like, I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. Like, so you gotta, every single day, you gotta be intentional about what you're doing. Learn it, execute, and go ahead and make it happen. It can happen. It will happen. But if you shy away from it, it will never happen.
That is so good.
For sure.
That's awesome. This has been an amazing episode. I want you to tell them on the camera where they can find you and how they can lock in with you and where they can see us in this next boot camp.
Absolutely. So you can always follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or check out my YouTube. It is Daeron, Daeron, period, Myers. Again, that's Daeron, Daeron, period, Myers. Come follow me, shoot me a message. I like to talk to people. I can definitely help you and we'll chop it up. And boot camp is coming soon. So Wheels of Wealth, I need y'all to be on the lookout for that because this is like one of those things where I make it very affordable. I make it where it should be a no-brainer. And we teach for 3 days straight. The energy is crazy. And y'all know what's going on. Coach K says she pulling up. So I'm a holder to that.
Oh, yeah,
for
most
sure.
All right, you guys, this has been another amazing episode of Access Granted. I want you to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with 3 people that you love. Until next time.